So today in Su's Food Corner English, I'll be sharing the recipe of 6 beautiful pittas, or popularly known as rice flour dumplings, stuffed with variety of ingredients. Lovely taste, specially made in the state of Orissa, and these pittas are extremely healthy, extremely delicious, and of course they are very high on nutritional value. So stay tuned for this lovely recipe of 6 different type of pittas. Hey guys, I'm Subhankari and I welcome you all to my channel Su's Food Corner English, and I hope you all are doing great in your lives. If you are new to my page, do subscribe to my page and do not forget to tap the bell button. Thank you all for loving my channel so much and liking my videos so much. So let's begin with this recipe. So first, for making the pittas, I'll be preparing the rice flour dough that is common for all the pittas. First, I have taken a fry pan here and I'll heat it in medium flame. Add 2 cups of water, and to this water I'll add some clarified butter or ghee. If you don't want to use ghee, you can also use the normal refined oil, and salt goes here half a teaspoon. The trick here is that the amount of water is exactly double the amount of rice flour. I am using the ready-made rice flour that is available in market. So for 2 cups of water, I have taken 1 cup of rice flour, and this is good for around 8 to 9 pittas. In that way you can adjust according to your family, maybe 10 medium size 10 pittas. So once the water starts to boil, reduce the flame to low and add this rice flour, simultaneously stirring it so that they won't stick to the bottom of the pan. And the flame is low now. Just give it a mix and it will take just few seconds so that the rice flour will absorb all this water, and the ghee will specially give that we had added will give a nice shine to our rice flour. So give it a mix, and after mixing, switch off the flame and I'll just cover it and let it rest for around 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, what will happen? The steam will actually nicely cook this rice flour. You can see it has become extremely soft. And now I'll remove this rice flour to a flat surface, maybe a large plate or tray, anything you can call, and now I'll just wait till it has cooled down. So basically I can touch it with my hands, and then it's time to knead this rice flour very smoothly to make a smooth and round dough. It's very important we knead this for around 6 to 7 minutes so that there will be no cracks, and this rice flour dough can be very nicely handed because I am just using my thumb in this way to press and fold this dough. This will actually ensure that our dough is nicely kneaded. It's very important we knead our dough. It will take some time, maybe around 5 to 7 minutes, and make sure this dough has cooled down completely. And you can see my dough is perfectly done. There are absolutely no cracks and the consistency is perfect. You can also apply some oil in your hands at last stage to just give it a nice finishing look. So after this dough is ready, I just need to squeeze out a medium sized dough ball in this way, and then I'll work on it to make a nice perfect smooth finished rice cup. So for that I'll just press it in this way, give it an elongated shape, and then bring both the ends together, again press it in this way. This will ensure that this dough is again kneaded and it will give a nice smooth finish for making the rice cup. You can see once I have done that 2 to 3 times and this dough ball is perfect. And now let's start making the rice cup. Start pressing gently from the edges and simultaneously keep rotating the dough ball. The sides will perfectly mold to the shape of a cup, keeping the base or the middle portion a little bit thicker. Ensure our stuffing will be nicely stuffed without any cracks, and I am using my finger to give it a perfect cup shape. This is common for all the pittas. So in this way we are going to make rice flour cups. So let's make the stuffing. So first we'll make skinless black gram or urad dal stuffing. So here I have taken skinless black gram or urad dal around 200 grams. I had soaked it for around 6 hours and now it has nicely absorbed water. So basically all the stuffing will be protein packed nutritious stuffing, and also I have included one mixed veg stuffing. So here I'll just grind it with some 2 green chilies, depends upon your taste, 7 to 8 garlic cloves, and 2 to 3 tablespoon water. Make sure you make a thick paste. We don't want this paste or batter to be thin. And to this batter, half teaspoon of cumin seeds I have added, chopped coriander leaves 2 tablespoon, and salt I have added according to taste. And now we'll use the hands. It's very important to give this batter a nice mix. Using hands will actually help to ferment this batter. Give it a mix and keep it aside for around 1 hour so that it can be nicely fermented. If again you feel this batter is not fermented, you can add half a teaspoon of soda and again then mix it, and this batter would be ready to use. But in 1 to 1.5 hours this batter can be fermented very well. And I have already prepared this rice cup. 1 to 2 tablespoons of this stuffing I have added, and very gently I'll close it. We just don't need to seal. One way of making this urad dal pitha, and the second way I'll just show you. Again I have prepared a cup and 1 to 2 tablespoons of this batter goes in. Make sure you don't overload it because this batter will actually extend it, and I'll just give it a boat shape by pressing the edges in this way and leave the gap in between somewhat similar to boat, because this urad dal will actually double in size, and these 2 pithas of urad dal are ready to be steamed. So one pitha is my ready. Second, I'll make stuffed moong dal pitha. So I had actually washed and soaked raw moong dal for around 1 hour. 1 cup I had taken, 200 gram approximately, and you can see this has nicely absorbed the water. So for making this moong dal stuffing, I just need to boil this soaked moong dal now. So 2 liters water I had kept. When it start to boil, I have strained the moong dal and added it. Let the temperature be high, and you can see this white substance, this need to be taken out. So these I'll take out once it starts to accumulate on the top of this pot, and after taking them out, reduce the flame to medium and let this boil moong dal for around 7 to 8 minutes max. We don't want it to be over boiled, we just want it to be 80% done. So 7 to 8 minutes on medium flame is okay. You can see the dal is still intact, yet it has become soft. 7 to 8 minutes on medium flame is okay. Strain it out, and I'll just keep it in an open plate so that the excess steam it goes out, and I just need this stuffing to be really cold in room temperature so that I can add the other ingredients. So once the stuffing has cooled down, this moong dal has cooled down, grated coconut 5 tablespoons I have added, and salt I'll add according to taste. Roasted cumin and chili powder 1 teaspoon. This goes in. You can alter the amount of roasted cumin and chili powder according to your choice and give it a mix. And now Su's Food Corner special touches, 1 teaspoon of clarified butter or ghee. This actually creates magic when you stuff this moong dal in our pitha. So our stuffing is ready, and the same way we'll make rice flour cups. I'll fill around 2 tablespoons of stuffing. If you are new, you can always fill less stuffing, but I prefer my pithas to be perfectly stuffed. So now just start rotating it and bringing the ends together so that the top of this pitha can be nicely sealed, and it will very nicely come together because we have made it a cup shape. Keep rotating, and beautifully within few seconds this can be closed in this way. And while making this round pithas, make sure you just pinch the excess dough out above this pitha. This will ensure that the pitha is perfectly stuffed. Apply some water to nicely give a finished look, and our pitha is ready to be steamed. Next pitha will make stuffed chana dal or Bengal gram pitha. This I have washed and soaked the chana dal Bengal gram for 2 hours. It's around 1 cup, 200 gram approximately. And to this I'll add 2 to 3 green chilies, 10 to 12 garlic cloves, ginger 1 inch, cumin seeds half teaspoon, and some salt. And I'll add little amount of water to make a semi thick paste. And make sure this paste should be not super fine, it should be little bit coarse. And in a pan I have added mustard oil 2 tablespoons, some cumin seeds for tempering. Once its cumin seeds are done, I'll add hasati patata or hing. Reduce the flame to lowest and add the paste or batter of the chana dal. Turmeric powder half teaspoon goes in, and here trick is that we don't want this dal paste to be cooked, just we want it should come together. So we should cook this for on low flame for just 2 to 3 minutes, that's it. So after 2 to 3 minutes I'll switch off the flame. Add some green coriander leaves around 2 tablespoons. Salt I had added, you can adjust at this stage, and make sure at this stage the flame is off. This should be mushy in this way, it should not be dry. This batter should be sticky to your hands, it's perfect. And lemon juice I'll add around half teaspoon. Give it a mix and then wait till it cools down. So once it's cooled down, we'll make a rice cup in the same way, stuff dal stuffing, chana dal stuffing, and for this pitha, seal it in this way so that the edges come together, not a typical round shape. And now I'll just press the open edges in this way using my hands, and that's it. It's the typical dal pitha with nothing fancy, and it's ready to be steamed. It's perfectly done. Then I'll prepare stuffed jaggery and chana dal pitha, and this twist is that it will be sweet pitha. So here I have taken chana dal 1 cup, it's around 200 grams approximately. I have washed it, soaked it for 2 hours and then cooked it till it's 80% done. You can see it's still intact and little bit amount of cooking is left. That's 80% done, and I have cooked it in a saucepan. You can cook it in a pressure cooker. So this I need, and now I have heated a pan, heated 2 tablespoons of clarified butter. This gives a peculiar taste for this pitha, and then goes the cooked or boiled chana dal. Just saute it for around 5 to 6 minutes till the excess water it dries out, and that would also help the remaining 20% of the chana dal to be cooked. And once this water has dried out, you can see there are no water left. So now I'll add jaggery for sweetness. So here I have added around half a cup of jaggery, grated coconut, fresh coconut 5 tablespoons, some cardamom powder around half teaspoon, and salt 2 pinch goes in to balance the flavors. Give everything a nice mix on medium flame. So basically this jaggery will melt now and will leave a little bit amount of moisture, and that would be enough to cook this remaining 20% of chana dal. Cover it on low flame for 4 to 5 minutes, and after 4 to 5 minutes you can see the jaggery has melted and this chana dal is perfectly done. Black pepper powder 1/4 teaspoon I have added, and clarified butter or ghee 1 teaspoon goes lastly. Give it a mix, and this stuffing should be semi thick. Just smash it using a spatula, and this stuffing is completely done. Allow it to cool down, and then this can be stuffed in our beautiful rice flour cups. So here I have added them. Just press it a little bit, and the same way as we had sealed the salty dal pitha, the previous one, in the same way I'll just seal it in this way, the edges, so that I can do a nice beautiful design. Once I have closed it, just press it between your fingers so that this can be nicely sealed. Give pressure in this way longitudinally, and then this, make sure you make some space by pressing this edges so that a beautiful nice design can be carved out. And now for the design, what I'll do, I'll press and fold. As we had made some space, this design can be nicely carved out. It's obviously not mandatory. You can choose or make pitha according to your choice, but I just love this design, especially because it's a sweet pitha. So sweet pitha needs little bit special attention according to me. So just press and fold and press and fold, and beautiful design will be carved out. This is it. Next, my pitha and final pitha is mixed vegetable stuffed pitha. So for that I have heated 2 tablespoons of mustard oil in high flame, and cauliflower florets I have added around 300 grams. Make sure you cut the cauliflower florets into small pieces and saute this in high flame for around 5 to 6 minutes till you can see the little bit slight coloration on the top of this cauliflower florets. This will actually make them more crunchy. You can see slight coloration has started. Saute them for 7 to 8 minutes on high flame, and then I'll take them out from this pan, and in the same pan I'll add 2 tablespoons more of mustard oil. Chopped green chilies goes according to your taste, 1 bay leaf for tempering, and once it's done I have prepared a paste of ginger 1 inch, 8 to 10 garlic cloves, and 2 green chilies. This paste goes in, so I just need to roast this spice paste for around 4 to 5 minutes till it gives a nice aroma. Some dry masala powder, coriander powder 1 tablespoon, cumin powder 1 teaspoon, red chili powder 1 teaspoon, turmeric powder half teaspoon, garam masala powder half teaspoon I have taken. Except garam masala powder, everything I'll add to this spice paste. Give it a mix on medium flame, and here I have taken green peas half cup. As this pitha is made in winter days, so I have taken fresh green peas. I'll add the fresh green peas, add the cauliflower, and here I have taken boiled, peeled and mashed potatoes around 400 grams. That goes in. Salt I'll add according to taste, and in high flame I need to roast all these vegetables, green peas, cauliflower and potato for good 3 to 4 minutes, and then just reduce the flame on medium. Cook it for more 4 to 5 minutes, and then lastly I'll add some garam masala powder, remaining garam masala powder and chopped coriander leaves. Give it a mix, switch off the flame, and lemon juice goes here half teaspoon. So basically all this cauliflower and green peas are 60-70% done here. We don't want it to be overcooked because rest remaining amount of cooking will be done when we steam them. So this masala or spice mix is ready. Wait till it cools down. You can see the cauliflower still have some crunch, and now I'll stuff this inside our rice flour cups. Just press little bit, and then I'll just fold the edges. I'll seal the edges by rotating it. Will this make a nice round pitha? So here I'll use my hands and start rotating in this way. As the base little thick, this can be easily done, and see how beautifully it is sealed now. And whenever you are making round pithas, make sure you pinch little bit amount of extra dough. This ensures the pitha is perfectly done. Apply some water, and this will give a perfect finished look. This is done. And lastly, I have the coconut jaggery pitha. It's also a sweet pitha, and I have an entire video dedicating for this recipe. I'll give the link in the description box. And thus the final touches. This stuffing I had prepared with cottage cheese, coconut and jaggery. It is really yum. It is often offered as a prasad in the festivities in the state of Orissa. And in the same way, I have prepared the stuffing, classic stuffing with cottage cheese, jaggery and some coconut, fresh coconut. And in the same way, I'll add this stuffing in the rice flour cup and give it a round shape. So basically all these pithas have high nutritional values. You can see I have an entire video dedicated to this pitha. As I said, I'll share the link in the description box and check it out. And this pitha is also my ready, perfectly done to be steamed. So we have made all the pithas, and here I have made the steamer ready. I have added water to steam these pithas. Around 1 liter of water goes in, and I'll steam this in this plate. You can also use the idli maker to steam this pithas. Apply some oil on the top of this stand, and then I'll add the pithas. You can see how beautiful they are looking. And I've actually made some marks because I have made 2 to 3 type of round pithas. One I have just made a small hole, some I had just made a little incision. So this depends upon your choice. Every type of pitha I have arranged here, you can see. And now I'll just cover it and steam for around 12 to 13 minutes. Again, it depends upon the size of your pitha, but it's approximately, it will take around 12 to 15 minutes for one batch. And after 15 minutes, I'll just show you. Let's check the urad dal pitha, because this stuffing needs some time to be cooked. And yes, it's clear, my knife is clear. That means the urad dal stuffing has perfectly cooked and our beautiful pithas are ready to be served. So here first I have served the moong pitha, moong lentil pitha. You can see how beautiful the stuffing is looking in this pitha. Very tasty and very yummy. Then I have served delicious sweet pitha. That's the chana dal jaggery pitha, one of my favorites. You can see how yum it's looking. So here comes the sweet pitha, and then I have served here salty chana dal or the masala chana dal pitha. It's very yummy. You can see the stuffing. Every pitha is my nicely stuffed. And then we have the urad dal stuffing. You can see how lovely this urad dal pitha has a nice beautiful crack. Finally, I have served the mixed vegetable or the potato pitha, you can call. I just love the smell of this cauliflower and potatoes and green peas. Try it out. You will know the taste. Each pitha is unique. This is the coconut and jaggery pitha. As I said, I have an entire video dedicated for this pitha. So these pithas or steamed rice flour dumpling are very traditional, very classical. The family members come together, they sit together in winter days to make this lovely pithas. So next time when you have some family function, you want to try out some pithas, do try out this recipe. You will love the flavors. And now it's time for the comment of the day. Today's comment of the day is from Mrs. Deo Kumari Manji. She writes, wow ma'am, thank you. And आपका आवाज़ मोंडा पिठा के जैसे स्वीट है. Thank you so much, so much. She is actually commenting on the coconut jaggery pitha of mine. Thank you so much for such lovely comment. And I hope you also like the other recipes of this classical pitha. Try this out and let me know how it turned out. And today's recipe, today's video is very close to my heart. So next time when you are going to try pitha, try out some of these unique recipes. You will love the flavors. You can also follow Su's Food Corner in Instagram and Facebook. And if you have liked the video, do give it thumbs up, share with your family and friends. And do not forget to subscribe to my page. See you in next video. Till then, stay safe, love life and happy fooding.